Hi, parents. Welcome to the back to school series we have put together for you. In some parts of the country, schools have already reopened. In some parts, it's reopening next week. We hope it's something useful for you, especially with the pandemic gap and children going back to school after a long time. Children who probably enrolled in preschool and haven't been to school, or if your child is going to the preschool for the very first time. In both cases, this definitely is a major milestone for the child, and it brings about some change and adjustment in your day-to-day life, both for you and the child. So we hope this is something useful. The very first thing to get started, to get ready, is to get familiar with the unfamiliar. So for your child, the people, places, things that now become part of the day-to-day life will be unfamiliar. So how better can we get them familiar? How soon can we get them familiar? And here are four simple things you can do. One is visit the school together if you haven't already, or show them photos and videos of the school classrooms if that's possible. Let them get familiar with the place. Meet the teacher. Always you can ask the school if a teacher is already assigned to the class. It'll be great to meet the teacher or the people at the school as well. And now, if you know that now whether school has reopened or they're yet to go to school, if you're familiar with the name of the school and the teacher, start using them very often in conversations at home. Start using the name of the school, of the teacher, as if you already know them. That brings in a sense of familiarity for the child. And the last thing you could do is, again, if your child is going to school through with us in a school bus, like walk and talk together as you go to the bus pickup and drop off point. Right? It could be right at the gate of your building, or it could be a few meters away, a few hundred meters away. But take a walk in the evenings. Get them familiar to the sights and places they see as they step out to the bus pickup point. There could be more, but let's say in terms of people and places, like this is something you could start with. Now, the next thing, get social. A very, very common misunderstanding, I'd say, is to think that socializing for the child means interacting and communicating with children of their own age. But here's what's more important. Socializing does not just mean connecting with other children, but developing new connections and interacting with adults, grown-ups, to deal with the transition, right? So as they transition to a preschool, school setup, this becomes even more important. So there are two things we'd suggest. One is model social interactions for your child, right? Don't tell them what to say. Don't tell them say good morning to uncle, but rather if you are visiting somebody, take for example some a family in your building or neighborhood who's going to the same school. What would you do when you meet them? How would you greet them? How do you talk to them? How do you listen to them? Do that along with your child, right? So going along with your child to meet other children who are possibly going to the same school is a good idea to model how you interact with people. Remember, it's not something a child is going to pick up immediately. It's something they will naturally start understanding. But please do remember, model, don't tell. The other very interesting thing to do with the child is to role play. Pretend that you're the new teacher or the new bus driver who's going to pick them up next day, or the security guard at the new school, right? Role play conversations with your child, modeling questions you will ask the new person, showing interest, maintaining eye contact, being curious. Like do that in the role play. That's something your child will naturally pick up as well, right? So this aspect of getting social is what we believe is much more crucial than teaching them and telling them how to talk and how to greet people. The next important thing, getting independent. Right? So preschool marks a big developmental leap for your child in becoming independent, in doing things independent of your presence. Right. So start looking at things that they do in your presence, like getting ready in the morning, packing bags, taking care of their needs without you. Like give them that opportunity to do that. So here again, Two simple steps to take. One is practice. Allow them to independently do those daily activities. So if you have been assisting them, gradually start releasing the responsibility and let them do it independently. Simple things like washing hands to bathing to using the toilet, dressing up, eating on their own, etc. Let that intentionally become a part of your day-to-day life, right? So letting them independently do it. The next thing you can do is involve them in everything you do to prepare for school. I'm sure, from shopping for school supplies to labeling their books and packing their bags, filling the water bottle, packing lunch on a day-to-day basis. Share the excitement in doing so and gradually let them take over ownership of doing it. Right? So this plays a crucial role in them feeling empowered and independent as they manage themselves without your presence at school. Uh, that's three things, right? Remember, like getting independent, getting social, getting familiar with the unfamiliar. Um, all this said, there could be a lot of other things, a bigger list of things to keep in mind to get ready to school, get ready for school. But we think it's important. Like just keep these three things in mind. Just also remember that this is new for you and your child, right? So life before school was a distinct period for your child, in your child's life. Like it came with its own learning and experiences for both you and your child. Now, as they move into a new phase, independent of you, they will have many more new things to learn and experience. So just relax and let go. Give yourself and your child that time to adjust. Everything that we shared now is not something you get done right now before they go to school. Even if you have started going to school, it's going to take a few weeks of getting familiar, a few weeks of getting more social, a few weeks of getting independent. So just keep these things in mind and have a great journey. Have a great new phase in your parenting journey. So we hope this has been useful. And please do engage in the comment sections. Please do ask and clarify if there are other concerns and questions and challenges you face in this transition period. There's a lot more coming up. There's a lot more we would like to share, but we hope this has been this is something, or this format of sharing something that's useful. Please do share your feedback as well. Looking forward to sharing more.